Okay, so I was 12 minutes into making the video the second time, and I got a phone call I had to take. It is before school hours that I'm doing this, so I'm going to go home, go back a little bit, and go through this. I'm not redoing everything. This video will just be in two parts. So, they told me that R is parallel to S. That's the given. And angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. That's the corresponding angle postulate. Sorry that this writing is so bad. So, we were also given, go back here, that got stuck in there, that 1 is congruent to 3. Congruent to angle 3, and that was given. So I probably would have put that up there. So if 1 is congruent to 2 and 1 is congruent to 3, then angle 2 is congruent to angle 3 by the transitive property of congruence. And if angle 2 is congruent to angle 3, then P is parallel to Q from the alternate interior angle converse. So when they write a paragraph proof, they're just putting all of this together in a paragraph. I find it's easier that if you're going to give reasons, statements and reasons, that you do it in a 2-column proof. Okay, transitive property of parallel lines. So this is where these pages got a little order here. There's another theorem. It's a transitive property of parallel lines. It says if two lines are parallel to the same line, then they are parallel to each other. If P is parallel to Q and Q is parallel to R, then P is parallel to R. So it's transitive property. We're talking about parallel lines. So in the flag here has 13 alternating red and white stripes. Each stripe is parallel to the stripe immediately before it. Explain why the top stripe is parallel to the bottom stripe. So if stripe 1 is parallel to stripe 2, and stripe 2 is parallel to stripe 3, and is parallel to 4, and 4 is parallel to 5, and on and on and on, the transitive property of parallel lines would tell you that all of these are parallel to each other, so the top stripe is parallel to the bottom. So let's look at a guided practice proof. If you use the diagram at the right to prove the alternate exterior angles converse, what given and proven statements would you use? So the given is that angle 1 is congruent to angle 8. And if you want to prove by the alternate exterior angles, we're trying to prove that J is parallel to K. You can wait a few minutes. I'm making a movie. I have people at my door. I just keep making a movie and I just keep getting interrupted. So number 7, copy and complete the following paragraph proof using the diagram in 3. You could also do this as a 2-column proof. So they're telling you angle 4 is congruent to angle 5. That's given. So angle 1 is congruent to angle 4. So in this case, they're giving you the reason and then the statement. So angle 1 is congruent to angle 4 by what? That's what you're filling in. So 4, 5, and 1 are going to be congruent by the transitive property of congruence. I don't know why they switched to paragraph proof. So this would say angle 4 is congruent to angle 5. That's given. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 4. That's the vertical angle congruence. Then the angle 1 is congruent to angle 5 by the transitive property of congruence. So since 1 is equal to 5 by transitive property of congruence, they're corresponding angles. So G has to be parallel to H. Okay, number 8, you can read the example. You can pause this and read the example. But basically, since each line, it's like that American flag problem, is parallel to the step above it, then the top step is parallel to the ground. Okay, guided practice. What value of X makes P equal to Q? So you can try these. Pause it, and I'll pull the answers away. Okay. A is parallel to B, because the alternate interior angles converse, since the alternate interior angles are congruent. So you would set this equal to this. If the alternate interior angles are congruent, then P is parallel to Q. Which lines are parallel? So what you would need to do here, let me help you. Trying to figure out, are the blue lines parallel? Or are the red lines parallel? Or are both? 95 plus 85, okay, that would be 180. Okay, this is 180. So these two lines are parallel. E, F, and D, C. This line and this line are parallel because the transversal that cuts them, the angles, the consecutive angles add up to 180. Okay, so over here, this and this is the same thing. So now let's see if the blue lines, 95 and 80 do not add up to 180. So it's EF, it's parallel to DC, sorry, to D. I thought that was a C, that's a G. Can't read that. And then, so that's EF to DG. Okay, and in the figure HJ, to KL, and KL to MN. Okay, so if this is parallel to this, and this is parallel to this, you can conclude that HJ is parallel to MN by the transitive property of parallel lines. And then if you need the homework pages, there you go. I think I went all the way through 33. Oh, I need to take a few more screenshots so you can have all of the problems that are up there. Hope that this helps.